Started in a couple more minutes. I want to thank you guys for joining. We're going to get started in about 2 more minutes. Put in the chat for me what city and state you guys are signing in from. Darby, all this time I did not know you were from Utah.
Really? I know. I don't
Tammy.
love it. I don't love it here. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Tammy's chiming in from Fort Lauderdale. Darby is representing Utah. You better represent, girl. Daryl is from Louisiana. We got Meg chiming in from East Orange, New Jersey. We got Covington, Louisiana. Brisbane. Ranji is always representing. You can always, best believe Miss Ranjine is going to be here. Santa Fe, New Mexico. You know what? That's our fearless leader over here chiming in from Mexico. Philadelphia in the building. Macon, Georgia. Middletown, Orlando, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, Topeka, Kansas, representing. There's only one person that lives in Topeka, Kansas, and that's Yvetta. Thank you guys for joining. We are waiting for our host to join us, and we're going to get started in a couple more minutes. Switch reward card. This is ours. They said it wasn't possible. They said we were just customers. We said, we're the owners. This is the switch. Let's go. Put your cards up. This ain't the old way. This is the new day. This is the one. We're not just users, we're the network. Harvey, can you turn that down for me just a little bit? While we're waiting for our host to jump on, do me a favor and put in the chat Sesh Series 1 and Series 2. Tell me something that you enjoyed about this personal development series so far. You were able to join us for 1 or 2. It doesn't matter which one it is. Let us know something that you something that you enjoyed. Being able to join the series, to be able to hear Sir Dr. James Dentley share with us compliments of Switch over the last part 1 and part 2. This is our last series tonight. I'm super, super excited to hear what he has to share with us this evening. Tell me something that you enjoyed, whether it was part 1, part 2. Even if you don't know what the session was, tell me what you enjoyed so we know what you guys got from the event. Reminded me and woke up some things in me. That's Kamaya. Both sessions were limitless. Never give up on things you started. Just keep going. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Darby, if you could just turn that down for me for a second. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm super excited that you guys were able to take the time out on January the 2nd, brand new 2026. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited that 2025 is in the past, and I'm so looking forward to what, is here to come in 2026. We've had the pleasure of sitting through 2 series with Sir Dr. James Dentley, and I know for me, when I initially started talking to him about this, I remember saying, I wanted you to come and share with the team. I wanted you to come and for them to know how I got started in this opportunity. Mr. Dentley invited me to a personal development event in Chicago that he was hosting with Les Brown. And the whole time I kept saying, it's about the team, it's about the community, and then I partnered with Switch to be able to host this event. And I realized, I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like I so received part 1, part 2, and definitely looking forward to part 3, because I always tell the team and anybody, when it comes to business, this is 90% mental, 10% skill. So where I thought I was setting this up for the team, I honestly feel like it was something that I needed so bad. And I'm so thankful and grateful to be able to know this gentleman, somebody that I have a ton of respect for, and somebody that I have the pleasure of saying is a friend, is a mentor, is a coach to millions. But for me, I just honestly So thank God for the relationship. So I'm going to move out the way and turn it over to Sir Dr. James Dentley. And thank you for joining us this evening, Mr. Dentley. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Take it away.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, here we are. Just think that it's 2026. It's not coming. It's already here. And I guess the question I would ask you is that what's going to happen in 2026? Are you going to create the life that you want to live, or are we going to follow the same patterns, the same habits? And it's about really taking action now. Before I get started, I want to say thank you so much to Diana, to Kathy, to all the incredible leaders that you have in this great opportunity, to all of those who have been on the front lines, making it happen, the foundation of what is happening here that affects and impacts each and every one of you all. And then also, even in the corporate office, when we talk about Darby Morrison, who's a customer service genius, I hear. She hears that she just sparks and she gets things done, but it's not just her competency, it's really her personality, her attitude, the way that she approaches what she does, that so many people have tremendous amount of respect for her. And when you're doing great work, the world will hear about you. You know, you don't have to worry about it. You'll be talked about. People will ask you about them. Your gift will always make room for you. As I start this session, that as of now is our final time together, I want to quote Dr. Benjamin E. Mays, who said, "I have only just a minute. Each has 60 seconds in it. It was forced upon me. I can't refuse it. I did not seek it, and I did not choose it. But now it's up to me to use it. I will suffer if I lose it. I will be held in account if I abuse it. Because every little minute has eternity wrapped up in it." I want to talk to you today about leadership by design. You know, part of my life's work has been to learn and expand and grow. And I never ask people to do things that I'm not doing myself by taking ownership, consistently learning and growing and raising the bar of what is possible in my life. Because out of everything that's knowable in the universe, we know very, very little. And then there's things that we know we don't know. And that's just not that much bigger, but it's a lot. We know we don't know more things than we know. But the things that we don't know about what we don't know, all that is possibility. So the question is, now that we're in 2026, is that who will you and I decide to become? Who are we going to be? How are we going to stand now that this new year has arrived? And I want to talk about leadership by design. I'm going to ask you to take some copious notes, and I want to walk through some content with you, and we can do a little Q&A afterwards. You know, I have programs that teach many of these things, and so many masterminds, even as a Baron of St. James of Cappadocia and a Knight of the Royal Order. We launched a Royal Mastermind course because everywhere I go, surrounded by thought leaders and people who are humanitarians and people that just know that there's more for them in their life, it begins with leadership. It begins with the foundation. As I always say, even when things go wrong, and things will sometimes be challenging, and those challenges can grow you or they can crumble you like cookies. But the bottom line is that when they go wrong, you don't have to go wrong with them. Because true leadership is about taking ownership. So write that down. Leadership starts with taking ownership. True leaders don't outsource responsibility, they step into it. And it comes back down to languaging when you say things like, when things change, then I will. Leaders don't say that. When the market improves, then I'll invest more, or then I'll be more confident or more comfortable with the decisions that I've already made. Or once I have more time, I will make this happen. The one thing that we know with people who play at the highest level is that if you want something done, you give it to a busy person, because busy people get things done. There's a gentleman named Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger is the advisor and one of the best friends of Warren Buffett, who happened to step down, actually, I think this weekend, after 60 years of building an incredible empire that right now has a valuation over $1 trillion. Can you imagine that? And you know what? He always talks about the disciplines, the habits, the things that the recipe that we follow to create the life that you really want. But he says that it really starts with you in the mirror. It starts inside of you because everything you need, you already have it, and everything you think you're missing is closer to you than you may think. And you're going to find that out if you choose to go through this journey. It begins the moment you decide to take 100% ownership of your mindset, of your habits, of your standards, and of your results. Ownership of your mindset, your habits, your standards, and then your results. Because it comes down to the way that you choose to think. Because you don't rise above the levels of your goals, you fall or rise to the level of your identity. So the question I would ask you in 2026, who are you? Who are you right here, right now? And that's a deep question. Wow, how do you really answer that? Who am I? You see, you can tell the future if you're going to create it, if you're willing to write it. But people fail when, goals fail. Goals will always fail. They'll fall short when they're merely wishes. Okay? Most people set their goals emotionally and they abandon them logically. You know, they set them emotionally. We have to do this. We know that we need to do this. We know this will make my life feel better, but we don't have the time right now, or the stars are not aligned right now. But high performers, the people who play at the highest level, they don't ask, what do I want? They ask, who must I become to achieve the things that I want? Goals are not destinations. They're training programs for a new identity. For you to be able to go in that phone booth and walk out to be the superhero in your family, for your life, for your legacy, for your community. Because if your goals don't demand growth and discipline and discomfort, then they're not big enough. They're not big enough to change your life or to get the life that you have the ability to create that's beyond the scope of your imagination. It begins with understanding that success you desire is built in advance. Everything that you've ever gone through, every setback you've ever had, every relationship that didn't work out, every business opportunity that didn't work for you at that time, remember that your success is never created in the moment. It's created through how you respond to those things that are not meant to destroy you or to hurt you, but to build you. It comes down to your daily decisions. It's unseen preparation. It's habits when nobody's looking, when nobody's applauding for you, when you can't measure it. Who are you? One of the reasons why we bring up Darby is because how she operates when nobody's looking, not knowing that somebody would tell her about me and we would have discussions about who Darby is. About Johnny Overstreet, who one of the top users in the program, that when nobody's watching, people are always watching. You're always on. The future you want in 2026 has already given you the instructions, and I'm going to give you the recipe today. Your job right now is to listen, absorb, and then act. What you tolerate now becomes what you will live with later. My wife always says, if you want to keep making excuses, then you get to own them. What you tolerate right here, right now, is what you live with later. Because leaders don't wait for confidence. They move first, and then confidence follows. Sometimes we use the phrase ready, set, go. My wife operates that way. She's a scientist. I am go, set, ready. I'll figure it out along the way. So you'll find your path, but the bottom line is that you have to have something that is measurable, but it begins with a vision. It begins with a vision, not the eyesight, but the mind sight. Everything in life happens 2 times, the thought, then the thing, the mental, and then the physical, the inner, and then the outer. Like Van Gogh said, I dreamed of my painting, and then I painted my dream. Vision without action is hallucination. When you have a vision, you see, dreams are things that you have, but visions are things that have you. A vision is something, it's like you planted a seed and you cannot get away from what this seed is destined to become. Because clarity will create power. So write down the word clarity. The most dangerous place to live is to be inspired but not active. A lot of people said they were inspired because of the other talks we've had, inspired about the opportunity. You were inspired when you first got involved with Switch. But inspiration that's not active, that's not activated, is very dangerous. Is very dangerous because the seeds that you plant in the soil of your mind and the soil of your spirit, they don't care what you plant. It's going to grow that. So if it's inactivity, you're going to manifest and grow more of the things you don't want. Paul said, the things that I want are not what I do the things in which I hate. So first of all, if you understand human nature, when you start getting clarity, when you step back, and I'm going to talk to you about how to discover that clarity, how to get in sync, how to get in alignment, how to get into agreement with the things that you want. And then the things that may be a little difficult will become very simple to you because you realize it's just a matter of time. If you discipline yourself just one hour per day, focus on your highest goals, you will outperform 10 years of wishing and waiting. You outperform 100 different seminars and endless motivation. Or momentum is built by movement. It's never been about motivation. Motivation is deceiving because you can be motivated to do something and it goes away. Motivated means something has happened to stir you, to move you, but when it stops happening, then you settle back and you become still again, just like water. So not only decide who you're going to be, but decide and write down who do you want to be known as. By the end of this year, 2026, people will describe you with words. The question is, did you choose them or do you let their circumstances choose those words for you? Who do you want to be known as? You're now creating a different way of thinking, a different way of tapping into the energy, the frequency, and the vibration that is necessary for you to operate seamlessly. You see, people who are super successful, they're not necessarily smarter. They're not better than anyone. They're just operating a little bit differently, whether they know it or not. A lot of times it's because of their environment. And that's going to apply to you too by the end of this talk. Leaders decide in advance what is it that you stand for. Who are you? That was the first question I asked. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you say no to? What is no longer acceptable? Are you no longer accepting fear, hurt, doubt, worry, stress? We all have to exercise our ability to control what is inside of us and the emotions and how we respond to that. This is called being inner directed. What standards do you set that you refuse to drop below? I've built teams all over the world, and one thing people know about me is that I don't lower the standard. If we create a standard, the standard is always the standard. Because if you will compromise the standard, then you can compromise a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And now you want to accidentally create a success. No, it's not an accident. It is a decision that's reinforced every single day. Who am I? When I wake up in the morning, I go into my prayer and I go into meditation, and I go outside even though it's 20 degrees above zero today, but it was like 7 degrees last week. And I go out and I breathe the air and I just stand out in the front of my home, right outside. And as long as I can stand it, if it's not too cold, I don't want to get sick, but I want to breathe. I want to reset myself. I want to calm down my nervous system. Because every single day I make a closing declaration. So I want you to write down closing declaration. Who are you going to be? How is that person going to act? What is the declaration? I don't wait for the future. I build it. I lead myself first, and I act like the person that my goals require. That's a deep one. You got to lead yourself first. Lead you. And if you stumble and you mess up, okay, wake up the next day or take a nap, wake up, and start all over again. Don't take it too seriously. Don't beat yourself up. Don't go into shame and guilt as though there's a transgression or there's some abomination that creates an identity. These are just things that happen when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at. they will then change. Will you act like the person that your goals require? What is it that you want? Who must you become to attract that? So it automatically shows up. Because this year is not going to reward your intention. It's going to reward only your execution. I always tell people that ideas are welcome, but execution is worshipped. So I want to give you, I want to go into a part of a 5-step action plan. Okay? And number one is decide what is your identity? Who are you? You know, we always say that most people walk around with a mask on, trying to be what people expect us to be, or hiding the pain or the fear or the anxiety or the joy or whatever it is. We wear these masks. Now we want to strip the mask, and who must I become to achieve my goals? Decide your identity and don't compromise. Now, once you look at who you must become, then what must I do daily as that person? What does that person do every single day? The answers are right there in front of you. So I'd like you to take some time out and write out a sentence and just your identity statement. In 2026, I am the kind of leader who does what? That operates how? Just one sentence. What is your identity statement? You see, we always say if you can defeat the enemy within, the enemy without cannot stand a chance. What's your dominant outcomes that you want to create? You're going to switch. Is there more revenue? Is that tied into creating bigger impact? Is it tied into becoming an authority in certain areas, and success will help you reach that authority brand? But clarity always beats complexity. So don't make it overly complicated. Take complicated things and make it very simple. Who am I? What is it that I want? What is the primary goal? What is the thing I'm not compromising for? You do that long enough, just like when you plant a seed, if you keep nourishing that seed, then whatever you've planted will grow. Then you want to install non-negotiable habits. Okay. So now select about 3 habits that support your goal. What are the 3 habits that will help you succeed even more so? Especially as you're part of Switch, what are the 3 habits? What do you have to do? Sometimes we get excited, we say we're going to do this, and then we don't do it. So perhaps we need to strengthen our resolve, and 30 minutes of focused learning can help. Maybe one courageous conversation that you've been avoiding, that you have that. You got to start creating non-negotiable habits. That means you got to stand up for your goals and your dreams. One action that you can take that will create and compound future success. If it's not scheduled, it's not serious. You got to schedule it. When I listened to Charlie Munger, and if he was good enough to be the advisor for Warren Buffett, the most trusted advisor, Charlie says, do it. This is what he does. He says you cannot out-earn stupidity. What does that mean? Not trying to insult anybody, but what's the definition of insanity? Continuously doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You know, John Maxwell wrote in his book, The 5 Chapters of Life, he says, Chapter 1, I walk down the street. There's a hole in the street. I fall in the hole. Man, am I upset. Why is there a hole in the middle of the street? How come no one fixed it? How come the city didn't fix it? How come there's no warning around it? I am upset. After I'm done spazzing out, I finally get out the hole. Chapter 2, I walk down the same street. There's a hole in the street. I try to walk around the hole and I slip and fall in. Really? Is this hole still here? No one still hasn't covered up the hole or fixed the hole or put any signage up around the hole? This is ridiculous. But I get out a little bit sooner. Chapter 3, I walk down the same street. There's a hole in the street. I try to jump over the hole and fall short, stumble back in the hole. Now it's my fault. I developed a habit. Chapter 4, I walk down the street. There's a hole in the street, so I walk around the hole. Chapter 5, I walk down another street. See, when you have habits that are built in, And these triggers and anchors that built in, we just respond to things because we're responding to them in emotions that are not checked. Instead of making it a strategy, what is it that you want? And don't judge yourself, don't judge the situations you're in, just adjust. You hit a wall, you bank a left. You just adjust. Then the next thing is to raise your environment. Proximity is power. Who you spending time around? Upgrade. Number one, who you listen to. Not just face to face, but even if you're listening to something on Zoom, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Are these things that empower you to make you better? Or do they just keep you company and allow you to pass the time of day? Who are you spending time with? Who you spend time with will have a direct impact on the outcomes you have in life. Now, am I saying to get rid of your friends? No. Family members? No, not at all. But you have to learn how to spend time with people who want the things you want, and even more so. Who you listen to, you spend time with, and what do you allow inside of your mind? Do you have negative thoughts? Did you get hurt in a relationship and you cannot let it go, or something happened and you keep replaying that tape over and over, and man, is it hard. There's so much happening in our world today, and I get it, man, I get it. But emotions are driven by thought, and they're driven by stories. And we don't want to let go of those stories because we feel like we're dishonoring something. But you can choose to change that narrative of the story. Because success will always accelerate if you're in the right rooms, if you're in the right situations. When I created the program Leadership by Design, I created that because there were so many people throughout the years that needed something more to hang on to. So we created it, we do them live, we have them recorded, then I back away, and then it's there. And people come to me all the time and say, thank you so much. You've given me some of the strategies, you've given me the inspiration, and then something to connect it to that helped me achieve my goal, to help me become better. You made me face myself in the toughest way, in a way that I've never faced myself before. You all have an incredible opportunity as you right now, as being a part of this incredible organization, are in the front and cutting edge of creating a future that most people don't even know it exists and don't understand it. But you, for whatever reason, has stepped forward. Now we call upon you to own the choices that you made. You don't need more motivation. No. You need a decision that you refuse to negotiate with. And that's what it comes down to. What decisions are you willing to make that are non-negotiable? Just non-negotiable in your life. What is it that you really want? Because entrepreneurship today is not about hustle. It's not about hustle. It's about decisive leadership. About decisive leadership. To build that muscle through everything you have to go through all the emotions and everything that happens around you, and life is just happening, and here you are, and people are asking you to do something or stay with it or invest more. You have to operate with intention, because 2026 did not ask for permission from any of us to arrive, but it's here. It's here. No matter how we feel about it, it is here. The market will reward your clarity and not confusion. And that's when you talk about in a market right now where our financial markets are shifting. And just like we look at the robots and we look at AI, do you know that 2026 is going to be so incredible? See, they thought that 2029 would be the breakthrough for everything with AI, and that they thought 2029, 2030 would be the breakthrough when it comes to the type of new banking that we're going to have around the world. No. It's going to happen now. Right now. And you're in perfect position right now. Everything has been put in place for each and every one of you to succeed. But it's going to reward your clarity, not confusion. So don't over confuse something. Stick with it. I remember there's a stock, I won't kind of mention it right now, but my wife bought this stock at $7 a share. And then it went up to about $80 a share, and it began to fall. And all the markets began to fall. And she had several thousand shares of this stock. So intelligently, she abandoned maybe about 15% of the stock because it was falling. but somebody told them to hold on to the 85%. It went all the way down to $6.50 a share. Today is at $145 a share. It's about clarity. It's about looking at the market. It's about studying and seeing what's happening. It's about being in preparation. And it's about executing the discipline, not the excuses, that's going to get you there. So if you're supposed to enroll and have a certain behavior to create a certain outcome, then you simply do it. Why? Because you said you would. Because you've taken ownership, and it's not being optimistic. You own it. Because the question is not what's going to happen in 2026. Oh, no. The real question is, who will you become, and how will you stand as a business owner, a business leader, right here and right now? That's the question. Because certain things are going to be absolute. So leadership, again, starts with ownership. It's not when the economy gets better or my team steps up or once things slow down. I've built teams for over 3 decades. I can't control what other people do. I can control what I do. And if I stay consistent, I will find people that will join me if I just keep running, if I just keep the faith. How long does it take, James? As long as it takes. When somebody said that it could not be done, yet he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he'd be the one that would not give in until he tried. So he buckled right in with kind of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hit it. And he started to sing as he tackled the thing that could not be done, yet he did it. If it's going to scale, it starts with me. If it's going to grow, it starts with me. Because I don't have the ability, I can inspire others, but I can't change a person. They have to change themselves. I give them the opportunity through my example and through my energy, my frequency, and through the habits that they see me executing in my life every single day. So when you take 100% ownership of your thinking, your calendar, your standards, and your revenue producing actions and activities, then you have to win because everything is in alignment. So let's talk about the calendar, time. How many people believe time management is important? Type in the chat time if you believe that. Just type in the chat the word time if you believe that. Now, also, I want you to type in the chat, what have you heard about time? They said, what's the definition of time? Time is what? Just type a few things in the chat. What have we been taught about time? Time is what? There's got to be a real definition. It's valuable. Time is money, yeah. Oh, yeah. Time is what? Time is endless. Money, yeah. Money, endless. Time is money. Time, valuable. Our most valuable resource. Time, very good, very good. And we've all heard these things before. Isn't that true? Okay. But doesn't there have to be a definition of time? A real definition? We all know it's important. We all know it's a part of our life. Our life is measured in that. And we heard the word management, time management. We know it's important, but how do we execute? And we don't even really know what it is. So I want you to write this down. I'm going to give you the definition of time management. Let's start with time. Time is a series of events consistently moving from the past through the present to the future. Time is a series of events consistently moving from the past through the present to the future. There's always something that happened, that is happening, and will happen. There's always a breath that was taken, is being taken, and if you're still here, will be taken again. It's a series of events, and these events are continual. Okay? So what is an event? Everything is an event. Everything. So you want to look at how you're operating in everything that you're doing that's in alignment with the goals you set. Now, don't let other people set it for you. What is your standards? If your standards in alignment with my standards, then we've got something to build on. But if 2 or 3 get together, then 4 or 5 will join. Then it'll be 10 and 20. And then 10 and 20 will turn into 50, and 50 turns into 150. It stops adding and starts to multiply. Exponential progression is really, really real. The same way your money compounds in interest and in growth when the market takes the turn and you're ready for it. So time is a series of events Management is control. If someone hires me to manage their business, they want me to control the environment that they have put me in charge of. If you hire me to manage your company, then my job is not to reinvent it. My job is to manage it to the standards with the culture that you have put in place. That's my job. So if time is events and management is control, then time management is event control. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because when you get the fundamental building blocks in place, you don't have to worry about being motivated. You'll be so inspired that your inspiration, your goals and dreams will pull you towards the victory that you seek. Once you have clarity on what you want and who you show up to be, when you say that you're Superman, Superwoman, then you just fly because you're up walking into a new truth that you have created, that you own. And it's authentic because it's part of you and it always have. So as an entrepreneur, when you want to win, you don't say things like, when the economy shifts, it'll be better. Okay, that's true. But in the meantime, what am I going to do right now? So when it shifts, I'm already ahead of the curve. If my team steps up, I can win. Oh, boo-hoo. Once things slow down in my life and my life gets in order, then I will. See, I never met a winner that didn't expect to win. Winners say, if it's going to be, it's up to me. If it's going to scale, it starts with me. Because true entrepreneurial leadership begins when you take 100% ownership of, number one, your thinking. Change the way you look at things. Things you look at always change. Your thoughts. Your thoughts impact your words. Continuous words inspire your actions. Continuous actions develop your habits. Your habits to create your character, and your character equals your destiny. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. If you think about if you ever study Warren Buffett in his life and still living in the same home that they lived in 1935, the same home, the discipline to eliminate the bad habits. It wasn't about making more money. The money showed up, but he began to respect the money when he spent less. So he was never a slave to the money, because if you're making money and you keep spending it on things, then you become a slave and you're still in the chase. And then you can't slow down to appreciate that, because I mentioned before, money goes where it's invited, it stays where it's welcome. Money goes where it's invited, it stays where it's welcome. What does that mean? It means that if you invite me into your home, then you're expecting company. So you prepare your home to receive me. There you go. If you're expecting to get your car out of the shop, then you expect also this car should be running better or optimum performance, because they've invited you to come back and pick up that car. Money goes where it's invited. There's an expectation that comes with that. You see, it's about a shift in thinking. It stays where it's welcome. Don't you want to stay somewhere and come back to some place where you feel good about being there? Yeah, because it's all about energy, frequency, and vibration. It begins when you take ownership of your calendar. Event control. Control the events. Write them out. Make it plain. Write out your to-do list. Write out what's going to happen. Lay out what's going to happen. And if you fall short, then you put it on the list for the next day. But you look at what your priorities are and knock them out. Get the hard stuff out of the way fast. Who can you get to help you achieve some of those goals? Oh, here's a big one. What are your standards? What are your standards? See, if you don't have any standards, you can never create the success that you truly deserve and that you're worthy of and that you're born to have, because you lowered the standards of that. In any relationship, if you lower your standard, then you're putting yourself in a situation where you cannot really achieve the happiness, the joy, the results, the outcomes that you want. You lower your standards. What are your standards? And what are your revenue producing activities? And how do you measure them? What are your KPIs, the key performance indicators? So if you scale your business or you stall, if you scale your income or if you stall, if you scale your organization or if you stall, is at the level of your identity. I never met a winner that did not expect to win. Goals fail when they're just revenue wishes. You just got to do your part. You just got to do and operate in the commitment that you made. You just got to stay focused, stay locked in there. Stay locked in. It's almost like being in a relationship and, a person's waiting for you to turn that corner and you get real close and you go backwards. And this is not the first time you've done it. And then they get to say, I knew they were going to do that. I knew it. That's why I could not commit to them. Well, what you want can't commit to you if you're not willing to get into alignment with it. Because I think the challenge is we want everything to be in alignment with us instead of us getting in alignment with that. Entrepreneurs set, a lot of people set their goals and dreams with these emotions. They're on an emotional roller coaster, and then they manage their business reactively. Okay? So don't ask how much you want to make. What kind of person must you become? What kind of leader must you become to justify the number? But number one, have a number. Have a number. Because your goals and dreams are operating systems for your identity. You got the identity, who you are. Now, how are you operating within that identity? And these things, if they're in alignment, then you're good. And if you do it over and over repeatedly, it'll become like second nature. You become like breathing. It'd be like breathing. But you gotta have a dream. You have to have a vision. You gotta dream bigger dreams. You gotta stay connected to the vine. The fruit, the branches, nothing grows and lives off of the vine. And that's why you have this great support system. You have a great opportunity. You have great timing. But now we have to be great within it. And no matter what happens, I never met a winner that didn't expect to win. You will always win. Now, where you're going to win, how you're going to win, that's not really my business. But when you become a winner, winners just automatically just win. You get into a state of click where you operate. You operate. Your mindset, your energy, your personality, everything is heightened. You see, if your goals don't require better decisions, stronger disciplines, and strategic and stronger discomfort, then it's not meaningful enough. We talked about that. Okay? So what are your daily priorities? What systems do you need to put in place to get that? What help do you need to be able to create it? What habits are you going to have to push to the side to achieve your goal? What habits are you going to incorporate that's in alignment with your biggest dreams, your wildest goals, your wildest imagination? What are the habits that are in alignment with that? Yeah. You see, because your future sends you signals all the time. If you're missing meetings, well, that's part of it. If you're not in play when people are inspiring you and people are saying the key words, the key phrases, the key testimonials that can take it to another level, but you are absent. 80% of success comes in showing up. The avoided conversations that you don't want to have. The Bible says a double-minded person is unstable in all of their ways. Not a few. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. Now, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. This is about enlightenment. That you can make that shift right here and right now. Everybody falls short of the mark. None of us are perfect. If any of us were look, we want everything to be perfect. It would be great if everything was perfect, but because we're imperfect, once we're in it, we take what is perfect and make it imperfect again. So, what you tolerate in your business today will become your ceiling tomorrow. What are you tolerating right now? Earning just enough? This is not about money. It's about expression. Elon Musk doesn't need a look, he's worth going on $600 billion. He'll be a trillionaire. There's 5 or 6 people that will be trillionaires in the next 1 to 3 years. I thought it was 3 to 5. It's going to be 1 to 3 now. Okay? But it's not about that. It's about expansion. He said, well, I don't need that. Well, how do you know? It's not for you. Nobody can spend that much money, but you can impact the world with it. There's no more complaining when you can make the decision and snap your finger. You're like, boing, like I Dream of Genie. You blink and it's happening. You see, ideas are cheap, but execution is rare. Get out of your head and get into your greatness. Get in alignment with it. Follow those dreams. Just follow them no matter where they may lead. And never, ever get distracted by less worthy deeds. Remember to shelter them and nourish them and help those dreams to grow. Let your heart hold them down deep where dreams go. Follow your dreams, pursue them with haste. Remember, life, the only one you'll get is too precious and is too fleeting to waste. So be faithful and be loyal in all your days through. The dreams you follow will always come true. If you focus 1 hour a day on the things you must do and write down, what must I do to become even more successful? Don't say successful. Say even more successful. What must I do to become even more successful? Languaging is power. Everything in the universe speaks. Everything in the universe communicates. 57% of communication is nonverbal. I've been training speakers now for 3 decades. Not just teaching them the psychology of it, but then how to monetize their story, how to take the success story. Many of you will write even more books about the journey you're on right now, about the things you're learning, the emotions. Do you think for one moment you're the only person that's been in the situation you're in right now? Maybe in terms of being with Switch, but not the emotions of something being that close. And I don't know if I can believe, I don't know if I can afford it, I don't know if I want to do it. It's not happening fast enough. Why, this, that. You're not the only person. But at the end of the journey, you better look back because you live your life forward. You truly understand it backwards. And if you're willing to look back by putting yourself in the then right now, you start putting yourself in the future right now, and you back into where you are right here, the path will become clear. And then you will be in a unique position to be able to monetize, bless, inspire, and impact people that will come after you that have to go through what you've already gone through. But you have to decide right here and right now, what do you stand for? What do you serve? Do you serve thinking? Do you serve excuses? What do you refuse to compete on? What standard do you have that you won't violate? It's not by accident. It is a systematic decision reinforced through the systems that you create, not just the systems outside of technology, but the operating system of how you think and how you operate. So don't wait for the market to change. Don't wait for more confidence. Don't ever ask for, I wish it would be easier. Just ask that, teach me and help me become better. Don't let it be so hard. Help me become stronger. And as you operate at the levels that your goals demand, because this year, 2026, is going to be a massively explosive year. And it will not reward just ideas. It will reward the people who execute. And it's time to execute. Execution is it. Everything for you. Everything you want lies on the other side of the execution. Now, the other thing is that you want to become coachable and teachable and impressionable to the people who have your best interests at heart. Work with the people who are doing the things that they're asking you to do. Follow the people who have created a success. You want to have their success? Model that. Model that. And don't say to yourself, well, I can't be like them. Well, be the best version of yourself. But if you model someone, if you put in that same crock pot who you are already, with the new identity that you've declared, then you have the opportunity to become even better than them. You learn from everyone. There are certain laws that operate in this universe. It doesn't matter what we think, doesn't matter about our intelligence, they operate. Like the laws of gravity say, what goes up must come down, right? But the law of diminishing intent says that the longer it takes you to do the things that you intend to do, the more your intention to do it will diminish. The laws of cause and effect. You do this, and this is an effect of that. There's always a root cause to everything that's happening in your life. If we look for the cause, then we can make the adjustments to create a different outcome that we want for our life. You see? Laws are laws. Principles are principles. A principle doesn't care where it's placed. It has to operate. So right now, you have to make that declaration. And where you are right now, I want you to repeat after me, just in the room you're in, and say, I'm a winner. Say, I've got big things to do. Say, I am a dragon slayer. I am a giant killer. I bring hope to the hopeless. I've got big things to do. I am a problem solver. I am a winner. I am a problem solver. I'm a money maker. If there's money in the room, it is attracted to me. It will find me. I do not bake myself into negativity. I will not be in the gossip mill. I will speak life into all those who I see, because 2026 is my year. I declare it. I believe it, because I am it. And if you would just speak to yourself and empower yourself, Carter G. Woodson said, every now and then I must talk to myself because sometimes I'm in need of an intelligent conversation. Most people don't know how fast they can swim until they have sharks that are pursuing them. But the ones who succeed in life's great race are the ones who will wisely set their pace. Their pace is not set as fear requires, yet every stroke is a product of their desires. So if you ever find yourself swimming in an ocean filled with decisions, you can choose to be guided by your fears or by your visions. But not you, not with Switch. You're the ones who will set high goals. You're choosing today to reach high marks, and you will not be waiting to see those sharks. Discipline. Discipline is simply about math, things you do that are measurable. And you won't be perfect. This has got to build into a habit. But as you do that, remember, you're planting seeds everywhere. You're investing and you're planting seeds. You're sharing your message. You're doing your due diligence. You're doing the things you said you would do. You're removing the emotion from it. And you stay steadfast on your goal, knowing that you will get there. Whether you have to go over the mountain, around it, under it, it doesn't matter. The mountain must move for you because you've decided. And if you would do that, and you would start to read books like Think and Grow Rich, or What Makes the Great Great, or Think and Grow Rich for Women, or biographies of people who overcome tremendous odds and found success, that will inspire you. And when you go through your toughest times, the times where others will be uncertain, you have a smile on your face because you have a sense of knowing, because of the work you have done. You know, because of the field you have plowed, the seeds you have planted, the water that you have nourished this land with, that your harvest will come. Your harvest will come because you're the faithful sower. So I'm going to turn it back over to your leadership. And if you have any questions for me, we'll do that. But just remember, as I always like to tell you, to just stand before your dreams, every woman, every man. In times of trials, always believe that you can. And if you fall, know again you will rise. And when you feel weak, when you're afraid, you focus on your prize. So with faith, keep talking from your soul. From faith, keep walking towards that goal. Switch, this entire opportunity is created for people like you and me. Stay committed to your commitment. Follow your leadership. Listen, trust, have faith, and over time you'll see. Don't turn around and turn back from your dreams. To turn back is a sin. You got to follow those dreams until you win. I remember many years ago I asked God, just give me one more chance before I die. And I spread my wings and I learned to fly. You have Diana, you got Kathy, Brad, you have all these leaders holding up their end. You stand on the shoulders of greatness, I promise you'll win. So keep working hard and keep doing what's right. Keep working this plan. Work this switch opportunity until it decides to take flight. It's time for you to show up and grow up, and then one day the world will see there's power in your dreams. They're alive in you, I know, because they're alive in me. So these are your dreams and your goals that you must daily defend and keep following your dreams until you win. I don't know if they, okay, great. I talked to Miss Townsend, Every time Miss Townsend asks me to do something, I pretty much kind of do it. I'm gonna have to raise my rates on her. She's working the crap out of me. But I'll say this: I want to offer you something. In my lifetime, it's important to me. I don't know many of you as I travel the world. I meet some that one day you walk up and say, "Man, thank you so much. Something you said helped me, help you win." Because I really believe that your success is a miracle of all of us. That we can impact this world that needs people like us, people that would take time on a Friday evening and listen to how to become better and then invest time and invest in this incredible company that you're in. So I always have things in place because I've trained so many people in my career. I want them to have something that they hang on to. I don't want them to get away, and I want that growth to always be there. So I talked to Miss Townsend, and she just, I believe, gave me permission that we can do a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to put in the chat, if you can type in the word text, go to your text messages on your phone and text to 26786, 26786, and then text the word leadership by design all together. Leadership by design, no spaces. Okay. And if you do that, you're going to get a nice little welcome letter from my team, and they're going to give you free complimentary access. This is not to sell you anything or to solicit you to do anything outside. Don't worry if you can't do it for Australia. Here's the second thing you're going to do, because I'm going to ask you to do it anyway. You can simply send me an email. I'll forward it to I'll tell you what, let me do this. Go to info, INFO, at jd3media.com. Type in the word switch, and that when they see that, they'll know to send you back the complimentary access to that. If you'll get it, it may take you a few days to get it. My team is really working on a lot of projects, but you better get it. So no matter where you're in the world, we'll give that to you. And I don't know. I'll turn it back over to Miss Townsend because I offered her some other cool stuff if you want it, but I don't know if you want to do that or not today.
Mr. Dentley, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was sitting over here and I was saying to myself, I have a Zoom with the team. I always do like a plan do review after anytime I have a call or a meeting. So right after this, the team and we're going to have a chat about the Zoom. And I was sitting here, I wrote on a piece of paper. I said, I know I'm terrible because I said, y'all should be jealous. And I was sitting over here saying, I am so happy. I'm so honored because it's been a good minute since I've had the opportunity to sit in one of your trainings. And I was saying to myself, like, I'm definitely coming back to speaker camp because I remember when I did that over 10 years ago, it's
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes, I wasn't ready then. The person that I was back then, I'm definitely a completely different person now. And I move with faith over fear.
Yeah.
Back 10 years ago, it was fear over faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I so needed this. I'm honored to be able to, sit in your presence again and to listen to you to train us. And yes, if you want to offer the other incentive, that is fine as well. And we'll make sure that all of you guys, I seen you gave it to them for Australia as well, but I
Yeah.
have it here and I'll send it over to Darby because Darby will make sure that when she puts this up on YouTube, she'll put it there as well as if anybody needs it, you guys can go to support at switchreward.com if you missed it, and she'll have all the information to be able to share as well. So thank you so much. And if you want to offer to them, you can.
Well, I'm going to offer 5 individuals. We're going to do it as a raffle, or, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do it, 5 people, we're doing it as a raffle, and then we'll let the corporate pick your top producers, and we're going to give them some special gifts. Because we own a streaming television network and we do these biohacking events and all this stuff, we have access to so much. So one of the things we're going to raffle off will be 5 individuals will win, if you're here in the United States, a 5-day, 4-night Caribbean cruise. You will have to pay the port fees and taxes to travel. There are four cruise lines you can pick from. I know it's Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, and one other that you can pick from. And you, like I said, port fees and taxes you're responsible for. It's just a couple of $100. And once you get the certificate, you'll have 2 years in which to travel. If you don't use it and you win, you're allowed to give it away as a gift. My office can make that adjustment for you. Number one, we've given away hundreds of these things. I remember I had one event, I gave away 105 in one event. I raffled off five, and then we did the Oprah Winfrey and just gave it to a whole bunch of people. So that's one. The other thing is that we have for everyone internationally, I have access to seven, I think it's 5 and 7 day resort stays in over 50, maybe even 100 countries. I know we cover Australia. I know we cover countries all over the world. So there's a list of them as well. So for the people international, I will just do two things. I will get back with you, Ms. Townsend, and I will let you do a raffle for them because you know them very well. Or you can do it. You can give it to your top producers, or a little bit of both. So we'll get on that and be two totally different raffles. Okay, unless they want to fly to Miami and then take the cruise, then they're more than welcome to do that too.
So, Mr. Dentley, first of all, let me thank you again in advance. But let me give a shout out to a couple people, and let's make sure you mentioned one of them earlier. His name is Johnny Overstreet. And we definitely I remember having a conversation with him, and I have not met him in person. He's just somebody who falls in my organization. And I was just sharing with him, I wanted to get the trade wallet open for Switch. And he's a person who has a ridiculous amount of people and another opportunity. And, he's still here as well. And he was just saying he needed to buy some crypto. And I said, okay, hold on, stop using another company and bring them here. Sometimes when you ask people to do things, yes, they'll do things, but he overachieved. Like his entire organization has now moved to Switch and is working with Switch to get so many trade wallets and different things open. And Switch shared with me that he is like one of the top people using that trade wallet. So without a shadow of a doubt, number one, because Switch told me that. Number two, I was talking to him last week and he said, I listen to Mr. Dentley over and over, two, three, four times a day. The message just resonates with me. So sometimes, like, he's not like, sometimes people think we play favoritism. It's not favoritism. It's exactly what you said. Like, activity breeds results. And because of the activity that he's done, like the mindset, that he has. And he was like, oh my God, every day I listen to this over. And I was like, dude, like, I was in shock. And to hear him say that, and I was just so happy. So I definitely want to be able to say one definitely goes to Johnny Overstreet. And then everybody knows, anybody in this company knows Darby is like the greatest ever. She is like the greatest ever. And I had the pleasure of meeting her on a cruise back in October. And sometimes people don't understand, like they always see leadership, and we love Kathy and we love Brad and Kristen as well. But I was going to say, sometimes you have got to know and understand, like behind all of those great people, there is a Darby. So I love her. I love working with her. I love meeting her. So I feel as though Darby definitely needs to be blessed as well, because we always, everything comes out of our mouth. We love Kathy, we love Brad, and we do, because they set the standard. You said it earlier. They set the standard, and Darby falls into that. But
Yeah.
she doesn't, to me, people have no idea the gift that she is to this organization. So I definitely want to make sure that Darby gets one as well. And I
Yeah.
can't have them go by themselves. So I'm just saying, I'll go with them if you want me to. Keep an eye on them and make sure they do some good.
You were
May,
my
may, I, may, I,
favorite.
sh- may I share something real quick?
Yeah.
If you mind? You know, we call on certain names that have done some things a little bit more extraordinary, but I don't want for one moment to anybody that's here to feel like you're discounted. The Bible says one body, many members. And if you are missing your toe or even your baby finger, it throws a lot of things off. It doesn't really work well with a glove, but also it throws off your equilibrium. every person is a piece of a puzzle that's important. Some people are going to jump out in front first, others may come later, others may introduce someone else. But every person here is a part of a team. And the thing I know about teams is that if a team wins a championship, everyone celebrates and they're all labeled as a champion. If there's a championship ring, then everyone gets the ring. They all take pictures with the same trophy. For the rest of their lives, they are a part of something that's bigger than themselves. So I don't want you to ever compare or compete because each and every one of you all, I don't know you, but I know something about you. And I know that the fact that you're here and spending this time here, that you're a part of the whole. And if you ever put together a puzzle and you got the puzzle completed, but there's one piece missing, you will get on your hands and knees on the floor, search, shake the box, go look in your car, searching for that one piece that's missing, because without you, it's not complete. So each and every one of you are important. You're a part of the whole. And I want you to understand that we live in a different time where you're involved in something that literally, an industry that's going to be, they predicted to be worth $24 trillion. Wow. And I don't know if you all remember, $1 trillion company was never heard of. To be a billionaire was something very special. Now, a lot of people start starting to do it. So there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be hitting millionaire status. But my point for this conversation tonight is that who you must become. So not only will you receive it, but you will keep it and be the person that you can be that can impact and inspire people. And not because money only makes you more what you are. If you're a jerk, you really must be a rich jerk. But if you could turn that around and lighten it up and operate with a different frequency, energy, and vibration, then becoming a millionaire would be a drop in a bucket for you. And if not, and if you say I don't need it, well, maybe your kids or grandkids need it. Maybe your community, maybe somebody else's kids can do it. That you can make a difference in somebody else's life. So think bigger because you all are great because you showed up. And 80% of success in anything comes is showing up.
Awesome. So we'll take, you give me the numbers, Mr. Dentley. I'll make sure that I'll give it to Kathy and Brad and let them make the decision on who the other gifts go out to. The international team, definitely Ranjit. She represents our international team. She's on our Switch Council. She's an amazing person, and I'm sure Kathy and Brad, Kristen, Darby will co-sign that one as well. And the rest, they can tell me what to do, and then I'll get back to you as well. So I want to
No
thank
problem. I
you.
want to give it to Ranjit. And she's still been, is
Yes,
Santa Claus been good?
she's still here.
On
Yeah.
my Santa list, Ranjit's always showing up. She's always doing something exciting. So she's automatic. Favoritism.
So do you have for like 5 minutes for just Q&A in case they have
Sure,
questions?
sure.
If you guys have any questions, do me a favor and put your hands up so we can just take it in order. And you guys can tell me if anybody who went first or how the hierarchy goes. Um, you know who else? Mr. Dentley, let me see. Let me see if they're still here. Mr. Stephen Miller gets one too because he's a gem. He's the gem, and he sometimes you don't say thank you just by saying thank you. You say thank you by your actions as well. And he is definitely a person that has had an amazing impact here. And he's just somebody that I don't want to leave out as well because he has been here this entire journey, and I feel like he needs, he deserves, not needs, he deserves that blessing as well. So I'll make sure he gets one as well.
Okay.
Uh, let's see these hands up. I see Kamaya. Kamaya, can you unmute?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Kamaya.
How are you?
I'm always good. I never met a dad and fall in love with.
Oh, praises. That's beautiful.
You had a
So that's
question
it.
for Mr. Dentley?
I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, you're
And
very
I
much
said
welcome.
in the comments, if you didn't see your tone in which you share information, it
Hmm.
just really like calms my nervous system. So I
Yeah, well,
thank you.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any comments before we go?
Any
I mean, I could
questions?
talk. I could talk. Only because you want to hear the Australian accent. Strangely.
Always.
But thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, brother, for everything. And also Diana and Switch. And we are a very loving family community here. And we appreciate every essence that you've given us. I know I'm speaking for everyone. We so appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the words and the wisdom and the rhythm that you're in, and it's just such a great way to absorb and breathe it all in. And I'll be listening to this over and over again. I love it. Live, breathe, and immerse in it. So thank you so much, and thank you, Diana. I love you, sister, so much.
Yeah.
And if
Thank
I can offer you a suggestion that if I've said anything in these three conversations we've had that resonates with you, once taught, twice learned. You take those words and make them your own. Don't give me credit for anything. Just take them and make it your own. Teach and pour that inspired you into someone else's life, and you hold on to it longer because you're going to tie it into an emotion that's inside of you that you won't be able to get away from. And you'll start to shift in the way you start to think, and that calmness and that quiet intensity. You all stick together, you'll be a force that can never be defeated no matter what you do. But you got to stick no matter what. You got to stick.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me see if there's anyone else. Anyone else before we wrap up? I don't see any more comments. Anything in the chat, Darby?
Any questions?
Yep.
All righty.
Lots of thank yous.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dentley. We appreciate you.
All right.
I got a Zoom to jump on with my team at 9:15. I promise to hit you up tomorrow. I appreciate you for serving us, all three of those. But let's give a shout out to Kathy and Brad and Kristen Darby, the Switch team, for not knowing when I went to them and talked to them about this event. They had no idea who Mr. Dentley was. I'm just a community member that said, hey, I think we should do a personal development event. And they said yes. So that speaks volumes about our leadership here. They blindly were open to me being able to leverage their platform, invite a guest that they had never heard speak before and wasn't familiar with. And that, meant a lot to me. And it seems like the community was very happy as well. So I love what Lydia did last time and said, can you guys unmute and give a shout out to our Switch team for allowing Mr. Dentley to come and to be able to share with us this weekend. So can we tell Kathy, Brad, Kristen, and Darby, thank you so much for just being open and allowing us to host our first personal development event here with the Switch Reward Card team.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love
Kathy
you.
and Brad Rock.
Poured into us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Love
Yeah.
you.
you.
Thank you all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Said we were just customers. We said we're the owners. This is the switch. Let's go. Put your cards up. This ain't the old way. This is the new day. This is the one. We're not just users. We're the network. Got the governance voice. Watch how we work. All we do is build together. This is community. Put our hands up 'cause the fees are clearer. This is transparency. We build wealth together. Build together. Wealth together. This is the switch. This is the switch. The platform, we own it. The future, we build it. Our own wealth, we grow it. This is a user-owned network. Let's go. All we do is build together. This is community. Put our hands up 'cause the fees are clearer. This is transparency. We build wealth together. Wealth together. Wealth together. This is the switch. This is the switch. The switch. This is the first community-owned crypto platform. Yeah. Built by crypto users. For crypto users. What is this? Unity driving. What are we? User owned. What's the fee? Transparency. What's the voice? Let's go. No more standing on the outside. This is our house. This is our ride. From the first line of code to the final transaction. This is the community in action. We're building the future. We're building it right. The power's in our hands, shining so bright. All we do is build, build, build together. This is community drink. Got our hands up 'cause the fees are clearer. This is transparency. We build wealth together. Wealth together. Wealth together. This is the switch. This is the switch. We the owners. We the owners. Switch reward card. This is our